Hi, good morning. How are you? Before we start our coffee chit chat, I of course have to show you my outfit for today, even though I'm just working from home. I brought my breakfast with me. Hope you don't mind that I'm gonna eat on camera. It's an octopus ceviche from Erewhon. I got it last night. Didn't finish it because I had the turkey pot pie as well. I also have a peppermint green tea because you know I'm fasting from sugar, alcohol, and caffeine. And then I have a Heavenly Greens juice, which is also from Erewhon. I know we don't have a lot of time. I know you have to get to other meetings, do other things throughout the day, run errands, whatever. So let me speed this up. My outfit, I also have it on Instagram with the proper shoes. I'm wearing these really comfortable green clogs that I wear around the house. They are from Kyyah. Very comfortable. I accidentally wore them out. They're only supposed to be in the house, but I now wear them as like actual outfit shoes. Anyway, let me just show you. Let's get a little closer. This is from a 9B. Sandro Denim Revival, which is the denim store that I get all my Levi's from in LA. See these on the shoes. My jewelry, it's all Cartier except for my engagement ring. And then my Rolex. These are JMM, Jacques Marimage. And then my earrings, I got these from 24 Karat in Beverly Hills, I think. And then these are from my girl Kyyah Nicole's collection with jewelry, I think. I'm gonna put everything on my shop my, so if you are interested in any of those things, you'll be able to find them. Okay, my scent of the day is the Valentino, is the green Valentino. Let's get started. I made it to the couch. I'm not sitting on a box, I'm sitting on the couch. However, you will notice this right here. This is my Dyson hair wrap box. That's where y'all are gonna sit. So sorry. I wish I could have tidied up for you. I'm doing the best I can. We listen and we don't judge. Today, we are gonna talk about how to become an independent contractor. A lot of people have been asking me how to become an independent contractor on Instagram, TikTok, you name it, any platform it's been asked. Tastes like celery, but it's good for you. So I constantly get asked on how to become an independent contractor. It's a lot easier than you think. I think a lot of people get intimidated by it because I feel as though corporations perpetuate this narrative that it's so hard to start your own business. And I'm not saying that it's easy, because there are different inconveniences that go with any job that you get, whether it's full-time or contract, which I'm gonna get into. It doesn't really matter. There's gonna be pros and cons with either, and it kind of just depends on you and what you're willing to put up with. So I'll start at the very top with how I became an independent contractor. I actually took a contract job while I still had a full-time job. And I did that because I wasn't sure how the contract landscape was gonna work, how consistent it was, how easy or hard it would be to lose or keep a contract. So I went and got a part-time contract, and while I was working it, I actually was terminated 3 months in, or let go. Yeah, let go, terminated, contracted early, whatever. I did it through my corporation, which is called a C2C contract, which just stands for corp to corp. And essentially when a recruiter reaches out to you on whichever platform they find you, Indeed, Career Builder, Monster, ZipRecruiter, and LinkedIn is like my #1 top favorite. They'll ask you for your corporation documents, like your EIN, a statement of like information that you get from whichever state that you filed your corporation in, your liability and professional insurance, which you do need to have. I personally use the Hartford and pay about $700 a quarter, or like $2,500 for the year. They'll ask you for your business checking account, where they will put like ACH direct deposits in for you. You will negotiate your hourly rate, whatever. So I did all of that, went through all those steps, and took this contract while I still had my full-time job. And people are gonna ask me, did I tell my like job that I had done that? No, because I was also previously a contractor with them. So I kind of just was like, I just don't feel the need to like share this extra information. I also wasn't sure. I was just kind of like testing the waters with it. You use your judgment. If you want to tell your employer that you're taking a side job, that's up to you. I did not when I first started. I did not. Okay, so I took the contract, started working it. Apparently the client had it was a large pharmaceutical company. Apparently they had overextended their budget, and they accounted for like a certain number of people, but they had like too many contractors. There were 20 of us that they hired at the same time, and apparently that was too many. So they let all 20 go. I was given some inside scoop that we were let go for different financial reasons. People can speculate what they want. I think it was just like executives and bonus end of year kind of thing, which is why they ended up letting contractors go, which is fine. So after that contract ended, I didn't get another contract for about like 2 months. So in my head, I was thinking, okay, from contract to contract, it's probably gonna take me anywhere from 30 to 60 days to get a new contract. So whenever I wanna get a new contract or my contract is about to end, I need to give myself about 60 days lead time. I ended up taking a leave of absence from my job. I was out for about 3 months. And after that 3-month break period, my job asked me if I wanted to come back. I ultimately said, no, I don't wanna come back. And I started looking for contract jobs before that period. So like I said, the 60-day lead time. I ended up getting a contract after I think like 21 days. I documented the whole process on TikTok. I think I put it on Instagram, but it took me about 21 to 27 days to find another full-time contract, 40 hours a week. I ended up working for that client for about 1.5 years or a year and some change. They kept saying they were gonna extend my contract, not extend it, extend it, not extend it. I didn't like the inconsistency or the back and forth. And I also was paying really close attention to how much like cash they had on hand. And I didn't think that they were gonna keep me for a long time. So I ultimately just ended up finding a new contract, which again, only took me about 30 days to get that new client. So I kind of just like overlapped clients for like a 60 to 90 day period. And at times I've had multiple clients as well. It kind of just depends. Now to the meat of this, of how to becoming a consultant, you kind of got like the backstory of how I started. I find all my contracts, majority of them on LinkedIn. Majority of them on LinkedIn. I turn on the open to work feature. I tag the jobs that I'm interested in. I let them know that I'm only looking for contract work. When you go on LinkedIn, there's an option to put contract, full-time. I always put contract jobs. And so recruiters in regulatory affairs that are looking for contractors, they'll message me every now and then. I like to turn the profile on and off so that I show back up at the top of recruiters queue. It's always worked for me. Sometimes I get contracts from Indeed. Sometimes I get contracts from ZipRecruiter and Monster and all those other job platforms. But I promise you, LinkedIn is the most reliable for finding contracts. Another way to get contracts is word of mouth. Previous jobs that you've had, reaching out to your boss and asking them if they want to hire you in a contract capacity under your own corporation that you're doing like freelance work. That's another option. I've gotten 2 referrals. I've gotten 2 contracts from like previously working with people, so I'll say like those were referral contracts where I didn't have to do any looking. I just got a text from a friend and was like, hey, do you want to consult for the company I'm working for now? That's part of why people also say networking is really important. I think we only think, oh, networking to the next promotion, but no, networking is really important for how you're going to get your next opportunity as well. So just think about that. How to come up with your rates. I never give a number. I'm always very flexible. I'm kind of similar with like content creation where I don't really have rates. I kind of am just like, okay, what are you willing to offer? And then I think about the work that I have to do. And if it makes sense for me, I'll take it. That's the same thing with contract jobs. I've had contracts that have paid $100 an hour. And I'm like, well, what's the work that's required? Because sometimes I don't have to put on my regulatory affairs director, interim VP, which I was in one of my contract jobs, hat on, and I'm just doing specialist work. Like if I'm just helping a director with like cover letters and forms and just doing like stuff I can literally do in my sleep, yeah, I'll do that for $100 an hour. That's nothing. That requires no effort from me. I always tell recruiters I'm open to all types of jobs, whether it's a specialist, a manager. I haven't gone as low as a specialist, I'm not gonna lie. The lowest I've gone is like senior manager. I will do a senior manager, I will do associate director, I will do director, I will do senior director, I will do interim, whatever you want to step into. I will also do regulatory writing, so like writing different documents for applications. I don't mind that. Leveraging my skill set across whatever contracts are available. I always tell recruiters that I'm extremely flexible. I chat with recruiters. I look on LinkedIn for recruiters' profiles and reach out to them if I feel I'm a little anxious about not getting like reached out to for contracts. But honestly, the past 2.5 years, I've had 0 problems finding contracts. I've had so many contracts that I generally push them to my friends, and I'll tell recruiters, I can't do this contract because I'm too busy, I have too much work. But I have a friend who's capable of executing the same task. I've worked with them, blah, blah, blah. 2 of my friends have actually gotten signed contracts from a referral that I had previously given. So networking matters. Another question I get asked often in regard to contracting is like, how do you tell your other clients that you have other clients? I tell them from the interview. I let them know I have an allocation or I have an ability to do 20 hours a week for you, nothing more than that. If you need something more, I'll assess in the first coming months, 3-6 months, and then if I feel I'm still able to do the work, we can keep it going. If I feel like it's too much, I'll advise to you to either hire a full-time employee or bring on another contractor to kind of balance out the workload. It's a give and take approach. You do get paid overtime. Like if you work 10 hours in a day, you get paid for that 10 hours. If you work 60 hours in that week, you get paid 60 hours. And that's partially why I like being a contractor, is because no one's wasting your time. This is really good. No one's wasting your time. No one's putting you in silly meetings. No one's asking you to do like silly miscellaneous tasks that don't matter. They know your time. They have to pay you for each moment that you're working. Whereas when you're a full-time employee, you could be working into midnight and you're just gonna get your salary. Another commonly asked question, how do I manage taxes, benefits? How do I manage like health insurance? Taxes, I have an accountant. I have a business checking, a business credit card. They're all synced to a QuickBooks, and my accountant kind of does my bookkeeping. I use Gusto for payroll, so I payroll myself. I am taxed as an S Corp. So that is I have an accountant explain that to y'all. But I am taxed as an S Corp. So whatever my expenses are, of course, anything that has to do with the business, I use my business credit card, and then I pay my credit card through my checking account. And then all these transactions are fed through my QuickBooks, and my bookkeeper goes through them. They categorize what all the expenses are for the business. They give me a profit and loss statement for each quarter. And then that way we're ready to file in the new year. I file in California because that's where my business is established. And then I also file, of course, with the IRS paying taxes. Because I payroll myself, I give myself a salary. So on Gusto, I set up a profile for myself and say that this is what my salary is, and it just gets direct deposited to my account. And then in my business checking account, I don't touch that money. I don't do anything that with that money. If I wanted to pay my mortgage, I'm not gonna go into my business checking account and take it out from my business. No, I'm gonna wait for my direct deposit to deposit into my account, and that's what I'm gonna use to pay my mortgage. So you are literally a business. You are your own entity, and you are just paying yourself a salary. When you set up your business, in Gusto specifically, they let you choose your health benefits. A lot of content creators do this too, by the way, if people didn't know. They are corporations, they are entities. They're essentially mini marketing firms, such as myself, a mini marketing firm, where you also set up payroll in Gusto and you payroll yourself. Some people might set it up differently, but this is the easiest way for tax purposes, so that you're paying, you're doing payroll tax and making tax payments, so that you're not hit with like a large sum of taxes that have to be paid at the end of the year. So that's how I do it for my regulatory affairs consulting business as an independent contractor. I can also give myself health insurance. I give myself health insurance through the platform as well. I also have a 401k through my business. Be careful with 401ks. If you have multiple businesses, you can only pay a certain amount in your 401k for the year, so you don't want to get in trouble. But of course, you can do a backdoor IRA to also save additional money. Again, talk to a financial advisor, talk to an accountant. But those are just some things that I do. It sounds a lot harder than it is. It's really not. The main applications that you need, I would say for bookkeeping, find somebody on QuickBooks. Right now, I work with a company called Otto. I will link their information in the description box. They generally work with content creators only, but maybe small business owners as well. I'm not really sure what they're branching out or expanding to, but I will put the link in the description box. They do my bookkeeping and my accounting. That's number one. Gusto, payroll and benefits. It only costs $40 a month, and it's an expense through your business anyway. The 401k, all that goes through there. The other thing you're gonna just need is like a business and checking account. I use American Express for my credit card and also my checking account. It's really seamless and easy, and I don't know, I like using American Express generally. Honeybook, or I think I used Honeybook for like my invoicing, but you can also use QuickBooks for invoicing. QuickBooks also has a checking account. I don't recommend it. It's kind of annoying, in my opinion, to like get money in and out of it, and also to close QuickBooks is just like a nightmare. So I don't recommend it for banking services. It's very seamless. It's not that hard. Look for contracts on LinkedIn. It's really not that hard. You can also find contracts on Upwork. Right now I'm working with a video editor who emailed me actually, but she also has a profile on Upwork and she gets contracts there. There are people that I've hired to do like medical writing for me for Ilana Health, my software as a service to write scripts for me. They also get contracts on there, and their PharmD is looking for extra work. There's so many ways. If you're a medical writer, you can use Upwork to find work. There are so many different platforms out there where you can put your services out for people to seek you and hire you for whatever it is that you're doing. Even me making videos about regulatory affairs, I've had VCs reach out to me asking me questions about regulatory affairs. There's a company called Third Bridge where they will ask you questions about clinical research in the pharma development landscape in general, and you can charge them whatever your hourly rate is. You can charge them $1,000 an hour if you want. If they want your expertise for a specific topic, they will pay that price, and you could have them pay it into your corporation, and then you payroll yourself and that, so on and so forth. So the last thing I will say is that my previous job, they knew that I had a contract and they knew I had to finish out contracts. I was very honest and open. I think it's important to be transparent. I really love the current job I have now. I respect my boss, I respect my colleagues, I respect the organization and what we're doing. And I want to work hard every single day to achieve the goals that we have. They were very comfortable with me finishing out the work that I had previously agreed to. And that's it. If you're honest, people will respect your honesty and be flexible. And also if you're good at your job, companies are flexible. That's it for today's coffee chat. I know I kept y'all over time, okay? My best friend just called me, so I'm gonna go talk to them, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Cheers.